What makes some men instantly respected the moment they walk into a room, while others get ignored like background noise? Machiavelli believed respect isn't given, it's engineered. And if you don't engineer it, you will be crushed by those who do. Centuries ago, Niccolo Machiavelli dissected power with surgical precision. He exposed a brutal truth. Society doesn't reward pure talent. It rewards perception. And in today's world, that truth is more alive than ever. Picture this. You're in a meeting in New York. You've done the hard work. You have the smartest idea in the room. Yet your boss cuts you off and the spotlight shifts to the colleague who speaks louder, not smarter. Or imagine you're in Mumbai, sitting at a family gathering, when a relative leans in and says you're still not successful enough to be considered worthy of marriage. Those moments sting, because they strip away the illusion that effort alone guarantees respect. In this video, I'm going to give you Machiavelli's blueprint to flip that script. You'll learn how to stop being overlooked, how to use silence to make yourself unpredictable and feared, and how to craft an aura that demands respect at work, in dating, and in every social game you play. If you've ever felt invisible, keep listening. This blueprint might change everything. You think hard work speaks for itself? Machiavelli would laugh. He knew long ago what most men still refuse to accept. The world does not reward merit. It rewards perception. Here's the brutal truth. You can be the most skilled engineer, the sharpest strategist, the hardest worker in your office, and still be invisible. Why? Because talent hidden in silence is powerless. Power is not about who you are. It's about who others believe you are. Machiavelli wrote it without hesitation. Appearances rule the world, not reality. And this is where so many men fall into the trap. They think effort automatically converts into respect. They stay late. They over-deliver. They sacrifice weekends, believing someone will notice. But no one notices. Because in the arena of power, people don't measure your sweat. They measure the signals you project. Think of the American workplace. A quiet, diligent analyst spends weeks perfecting a project. But in the final meeting, his louder colleague hijacks the spotlight with confidence and showmanship. The boss remembers the voice, not the labor. In India, the story repeats in a different form. A young professional with real skills faces family pressure. His achievements are dismissed because, in a society ruled by hierarchy, lineage and status markers often outweigh competence. In both cases, talent drowns while perception floats. And I know, it feels unfair. It feels like the system is rigged against the honest and the hard-working. But here's the hard medicine Machiavelli forces us to swallow. It has always been this way. Rome, Florence, New York, or Mumbai. It doesn't matter. The world bends not to truth, but to image. So what do? You stop clinging to the illusion that reality is enough. Instead, you learn to engineer the perception, to craft the signals others cannot ignore, to make people believe you carry more weight than your words, more authority than your position, more power than your title. Because once they believe it, they treat it as reality. Imagine a scale: on one side, effort; on the other side, perception. You can load effort with endless hours, sleepless nights, sweat, and sacrifice. Yet one small coin of perception will tip the balance every time. That's the unfair law of power, and the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can start bending it in your favor. So, here's your first Machiavellian principle to tattoo into your mind. Reality versus perception. You are not the man of truth. You are the man of image. If you control that image, you rise. If you neglect it, others will define it for you and bury you beneath it. Comment below if you've ever felt invisible, even when you worked harder than everyone else. Because you're not alone, and admitting it is the first step toward change. And this leads us to the second law. If perception rules, you must master how you appear, or be ruled by others. Powerful men don't step into a room. They set the frame of the room. This is the next layer of Machiavelli's blueprint, frame control. To understand it, picture every conversation, every meeting, every date as a battlefield. The person who defines the battlefield, the one who sets the terms, the tone, the direction, that person already holds the power. Machiavelli would say, the winner is not always the strongest, but the one who convinces others to play by his rules. So what does it mean to control the frame? It means that instead of reacting to the world, you force the world to react to you. You decide whether a question is valid, whether a silence is meaningful, whether a comment deserves weight. The frame is the invisible stage, and whoever owns it owns the play. Here are 3 Machiavellian tactics you can apply immediately. First, silence is dominance. Weak men rush to fill silence with nervous words. Powerful men let silence breathe, because silence forces others to reveal themselves. A pause can feel heavier than a speech. Second, scarcity of words. A man who speaks endlessly signals insecurity, but the one who speaks sparingly, with precision, makes every word feel valuable. In power dynamics, scarcity always breeds demand. Third, setting micro-agendas. Before a meeting, you drop a simple suggestion like, let's focus on solutions today, not just problems. Without realizing it, the group aligns to your frame. You didn't just attend the meeting, you quietly scripted it. Think of the American networking event. The room is loud, everyone pitching themselves. The man who doesn't scramble for attention but instead asks one sharp question, then falls silent, suddenly becomes the center of gravity. In India, the same happens in a tech team meeting. 10 people argue in circles, but the engineer who calmly summarizes the problem in a single sentence commands instant respect. He didn't out-talk anyone. He reframed the entire discussion. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He warned rulers never to let others define the battlefield, because the man who sets the stage decides the play. And this is why your new mantra should be, control the frame, or be trapped in someone else's. Now imagine a chessboard. The amateur makes many moves, trying to look busy. The master barely moves at all, yet the entire board bends to his strategy. That's frame control. If you want me to create a deeper dive, a part 2, breaking down advanced frame control tactics, let me know in the comments. But even the frame isn't enough, because the real test comes when pressure explodes and every eye is waiting for your reaction. That's where the next principle emerges, and it might be the sharpest weapon Machiavelli handed us. Machiavelli warned, when stakes are highest, words betray you. Silence protects you. Think about the moments in life when the pressure is unbearable. The job interview where your salary is on the line. The negotiation where one wrong word could cost you everything. The family dinner where judgment is hanging in the air. In these moments, the man who rushes to speak first loses. Because words reveal emotion, and emotion reveals weakness. Silence, on the other hand, flips the script. Silence doesn't expose you. And in their rush to break the silence, they reveal their fears, their insecurities, their hand. That's why Machiavelli would say, the strongest weapon in a high-stakes moment is not the sword of speech, but the shield of silence. So how do you use this weapon? Here are 3 practical tactics you can deploy immediately. First, delay before answering. When someone challenges you, count 3 seconds before you respond. That pause feels like an eternity to them. It signals you are not rattled, and it forces them to question themselves. Second, answer indirectly. When someone corners you with a loaded question, don't fight on their terms. Redirect, reframe, turn the question into your stage. By not answering directly, you keep control, and you frustrate their attempt to trap you. Third, use silence to force concessions. When negotiating, make your offer, and then shut up. Let the other side squirm. The longer you remain silent, the more they will talk themselves into giving you what you want. Picture this in America. You're at a salary negotiation. The recruiter says, "We can only offer you this much." Instead of pleading or arguing, you hold the silence. Seconds tick by. Their discomfort grows. Finally, they speak again, this time with a better number. Or in India, you're meeting the family of a potential partner. Someone implies you lack the proper status. Instead of defending yourself, you sit in silence, meeting their eyes without flinching. The room becomes heavy. They begin to doubt themselves. Later, the same people soften their stance, realizing you cannot be shaken. In both cases, silence does what words could never do. It unsettles, it pressures, it bends the situation toward your favor. So remember this Machiavellian truth. In pressure, silence is not weakness, it's a blade, and once you master it, you'll find yourself cutting through challenges that used to crush you. Have you ever won an argument by saying nothing? Share it below. Now, let's resolve this mountain. What's the ultimate payoff of living Machiavelli's blueprint? Respect isn't luck. It's engineered, step by step. We've climbed this mountain together. At the bottom was pain, the sting of being overlooked, dismissed, or silenced. Then came the realization, talent alone doesn't win, perception does. From there, you learned to seize the frame, to shape the stage others perform on. And at the peak, you discovered the sharpest weapon of all, strategic silence. This is Machiavelli's blueprint for personal power. It's not about being ruthless for the sake of cruelty. It's about protecting your value in a world that constantly tries to diminish it. It's about ensuring that your effort is seen, your presence is felt, and your authority is never questioned. Picture this. You walk into the office boardroom. The noise lowers. People wait for your words. Or you sit at a family gathering in Mumbai. This time, nobody dares to question your words. You've become untouchable, not because you shouted the loudest, but because you engineered an aura that demands respect. And here's the most important truth. Once you master this, you no longer chase validation. You command it. People sense it. They adjust around you. You are no longer at the mercy of perception. You control it. That's what Machiavelli meant when he said appearances rule the world. Now it's your turn to apply it. Practice silence as a weapon. Speak with scarcity, not desperation. Set frames instead of reacting to them. Build perception with the same discipline you build skills. If you've ever been underestimated, comment the word power below, so I know how many of you are ready to reclaim your presence. And subscribe, because in the next video I'll reveal Machiavelli's secret for making people follow your lead without even realizing it. The blueprint is in your hands. The only question left is, will you use it?